A single mum in her early 50s, 4 kids, 0 savings, no ability to borrow money from any bank in Australia, and yet she's now on track to earn close to $800,000 from property investing without ever buying a property in her own name. How is this even possible? Well, that's what you're about to find out. Hey, I'm Dipna Boholt, co-founder of I Love Real Estate. Our mission is simple. Instead of following the traditional 20-year plan to financial freedom through property, we help people compress that timeline into just 3 to 5 years. And the story you're about to watch, it proves exactly that. This is Jo. Very good. Tell us about you, Jo.
Okay, so I'm a single mum, 4 kids, and I work full-time. And before we get too much into this, I've been debating how much of my story to really share because, well, we all have this kind of very curated face we take to the world, right? And I have a very polished, very curated face that I put forward. And I would be devastated and mortified if anybody actually knew what was going on behind the scenes. However,
Today's the day.
Today's the day. As long as I can keep it together, today's the day. So Igan's promised to step in if I start crying. Might be soon.
Can we have tissues just in case, please?
So, yeah, look, when I came to the community, I was early 50s.
When was that? When was that?
September 21.
Right. So the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Towards the end. Yeah.
Towards the end of COVID. And yeah, I was kind of like in that very desperate sort of position where I had, in my mind, I had nothing, and I didn't really know how to get myself out of the hole that I had found myself in, just through, various circumstances and whatever. And so I came to the community just hoping that this would be a way for me to move forward. And I thought that was just me and maybe only me, but I've kind of realised since then that probably there's quite a few people in the room today who are also here with what they see as nothing. Oh. You make me cry.
You're in the right room, Dal.
And it's a scary place. So, I came with nothing, but I thought it was nothing. Actually, it wasn't nothing, because when I got a coach, he made me realise that I did have some things to share. I thought not having money was a big problem. I thought that meant I had nothing and I had nothing to offer. But I realised that there was a lot I could offer because Igan made me realise that I had skills from other areas that I could bring across. And I didn't know that I had those skills. I thought what I could do was just what everyone could do. I didn't realise that some of the skills I'd developed just through working and just through having 4 kids. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Oh, God, just one. Thanks.
We got a full service here in Platinum.
I'll be good now. No, I'm good now. I've got over my initial shock of being up here. So actually, really what happened was I thought I had nothing. I realised through the community that there was a lot of support here. My coach made me realise that some of the things that I'd developed in other areas of my life I could immediately transfer over and that those things were valuable. So whilst I did arrive here, hanging on by my absolute fingertips and completely ashamed and mortified of where I'd got myself to, I did find some hope. And some of the hope initially came from all the success stories. So the reason I've put my story forward is because that's how I got through, was just listening to another story. Someone else has been able to do it.
That is amazing. And that's what it's about. And well done for sharing.
Okay. So I'm going to give you one little story, which hopefully is the end of the tears. I'm going to give you one little story. So I'm pretty educated. I have 2 bachelor degrees and an MBA. And yet I find myself at Coles. I hand over that credit card to the little machine. The machine has only got a yes or a no, right? It gave me a no. And I couldn't believe I'm standing there not being able to afford the groceries. And I've got 4 teenagers at home and they eat like crazy. So there were times when I didn't eat. There were times when I gave them food and I didn't eat. And I'm pretty ashamed of that, but we've moved on.
You know what? When my kids were little and I was a single mum on my own, I would hand over that same credit card and just hope like hell it went through. So you're not alone.
Yep.
And you can take it as far as you want, honey. Hold that thought.
Thank you. Okay, so when I arrived, as I said, I didn't think I had anything to offer. Having a coach really helped me see. Some of those things were just project management, or if you have children, you're used to the logistics of moving everybody from swimming to wherever they're going to go. And I did commit to Igan. I said, I'll be a good student, because I knew I could do that. I didn't have money in my pocket to put in, but I had my time and I was willing to commit it, and I knew I was a good student and I would do the material. So I started at 1 and I went through every single module. I did not miss a second of any of it. I knew I had to get it all in here, as much knowledge as possible, because that would be my currency. That's what I would be able to bring to the market. And I did make a deal with my poor family. I said to them, Mum's going to commit to this, which means I might not be around as much. I've got to do this study. And thankfully they said that was okay, because I was going to do it anyway. And I don't think I even asked my partner, but he's very accommodating, patient.
Very good. So you went straight into platinum?
Actually, no, I spent 12 months. I gave myself the first 12 months of Ultimate, and I promised myself I would do every single module. And so that's what I did first. Mm-hmm. At the end of that, I wanted to join Platinum. Well, from the beginning, I wanted to join Platinum. But at the end of that 12 months, I'd done all the materials, and things were starting to repeat. I was starting to see things. I thought, oh, I've heard that before. I've read that before. I know that. So I knew I was starting to get some knowledge. I knew there was a lot I didn't know yet. And I had a chat with John, the Platinum Advisor, and Igan, and it wasn't quite time for me to join Platinum. Financially, I was a bit still sort of stretched, and so it took a little while, maybe a few months. There was this conference last year that was an absolute game changer. So strap yourselves in, because this conference last year had a conversation with Igan and decided to join Platinum. I also met my first JV partner, who's here today.
Yay!
Yeah.
So let's have a look at that first deal.
All right, the first deal, I really, seriously, Suzanne I'd met in this room. Actually met, in here and having a coffee. And from there, she decided to, I don't know why, but she took a bit of a chance on me and decided to go into this deal with me, because it was a pretty terrible looking block of 4 one-bedroom units. It was completely overgrown. Anybody seen Raiders of the Lost Ark where they go through the cobwebs? That's what it was like. And I hate spiders. So that was awful, because of the 4 units, 2 were tenanted, and the 2 in the middle, the guy had ripped out the bathroom and just left holes in the floor. It hadn't been tenanted, those 2 units.
It sounds perfect to me.
Hadn't been tenanted for 12 years.
Yep.
And there was a lot of people looking, and I knew that, I committed to Suzanne we were going to get a deal, and I knew this was a good one because of the education. Otherwise, I would have gone running. So we did the reno prior to settlement, and we got it all done, and then they're on the market now.
So did you end up straddling them or not?
No, because they're too little, actually. The actual unit size themselves are so small that someone would have trouble getting a bank loan.
Yep.
But, yeah. And then Suzanne did the beautiful staging.
Beautiful.
Because she's very skilled at that.
So that's $100,000-ish to you and your JV partner.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you feel you have value now?
Okay, this is
Do
just
you
so
think you have
embarrassing.
value? I mean, look at this.
No, that was pretty bad. I don't know if I showed Suzanne all those photos. But okay, this is really embarrassing, but every morning I get up and I go for a walk, and I talk to myself, and I tell myself what is going to happen, and that I can do this, and that I've spent enough time preparing, and I've done the research, it is going to work out, I can back myself. I literally pump myself up every morning when I go for that walk. And in terms of value, no, I still have low confidence, but I know there's some things I can add. So that's starting. I feel like there's some things I can do.
There's more work to be done in that department.
Yeah, because I look at some of the deals that other people do, and I think I can't get my mind around that. But a little reno flip, okay, I can
Hang on,
do that.
a little reno flip, 4 units, and $200,000 in profit is not, darling, a little reno flip. You've done very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so then we did another one.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Well,
Right.
this one is interesting because I did this with another JV partner. So this wasn't my fabulous Suzanne. This is Raj and Rashmeet, and I met them through the Ultimate Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So he was commenting on something, I put up a post, and I made a comment, and then, just messaged him and said, hey, I'm looking for JV partners. Are you interested in something like that? And he said yes, and we kind of went from there. So this we actually did pretty well concurrently. We finished that first reno and went straight into this one, which meant I didn't really get a lot of sleep. But this was two bedroom units, again in regional Victoria, and we just renovated both of them. We didn't strata title them. You could in this instance, but we didn't want to take that long. So they're also on the market. They were fine, but they were just a bit dated. So we just tidied them up. That's literally the same kitchen.
So you just did Laminex paint on that, did you?
I had them resurfaced, yeah. So the
Resurfaced.
cupboards are painted and then the Laminex bench top, and we put in a new oven. But, nothing at all complex. And again, by doing that, I found my A-team and I could get them done fairly quickly. And that was the project management skills. So,
And that bath, you did it yourself, or you got someone to come in and resurface it?
no. See these nails? They don't do that. No, I don't do anything. I just coordinate them.
Okay.
I'm a mum of 4, right? So if you're a mum of 4 or you have children, could be a dad of 4, you're used to coordinating and logistically moving people around. So you've got those skills. Like, guarantee if you're sitting out there in that kind of quiet desperation that I was in, you have skills. You just maybe haven't realised that you can apply them to property yet. But you have them.
Very good. So more important things in property is obviously family.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
came to Vietnam.
I did
It's
come
all
to
us
Vietnam.
dressed up in our
I know.
glory.
So, as I said, when I came to the community, I was actually very sceptical that there would be anything for me. I've done quite a few kind of courses and things, and they say there's no money down deals, but there's only like one sad little strategy that you can do. And I was really surprised at how much there was on offer here, how many different strategies and how many I could actually do coming from a position of zero. And that to me was like pretty incredible. Part of what I committed to was the training, because as I said, I didn't have the money, but I could use my mind. And so I committed to being a good student. I committed to going to everything. I never had to ask me if I was going to the national conference, if I was going to Vietnam. That was just given. I was doing that because that's what I had to do. That was my journey. And that gave me the confidence. By getting all that information and, filling my brain with that, it gave me the confidence. And my confidence when I started was pretty low. So it's attending those things gives you that confidence to be able to take the next little step and then the next little step. So I'm really excited now, because when you get to the end of the first year of Platinum, which I'm kind of coming up to, you get your 2-year plan in place, and I'm super excited about my 2-year plan. We were discussing it the other day, and I just feel like I've got now a path to run along. I've got a way out of the deep little hole I dug myself into. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was that mindset shift, because what I thought was the problem, my problem, was not the problem at all. So I thought not having money was the problem, but it was actually me thinking that was the problem. So it wasn't the problem at all. But once I realised I was the problem, then I also realised I was the solution.
Correct.
Because there's no one else that could do anything about it. I had to, get into my own brain and figure out, well, not having money is not a problem at all, because look at all these other people that didn't have money and have managed to do deals. So that wasn't a problem. I just had to build up that confidence. I'd come from I got myself into a bit of a situation with a marriage that didn't sort of work out so well, and a few other things that my confidence was really low. So working through that and realising that I could fix that problem and that there was solutions and that there were people that would help me. And this community is amazing for that. I mean, the people here are unreal. So that was a big thing, was to just feel like there wasn't that problem anymore.
Aiken, you must be very proud.
Oh man, there's not enough words that I can say about Joe. And the turning point was this event last year.
Yeah.
Even before she joined, we had this conversation. It was like, what's like having a coach? It's like trying to see your own eyes, back of your eyeballs with your own eyes. It's really difficult. So that's why we have coaches, or that's why we need coaches. And that was the thing. Like, she couldn't see her situation. She's a very committed mother. She committed to educating her kids, and she had resources, but she couldn't see it. So when we had the conversation, and credit to Jo, that she was really
She took it on
open.
board.
She took it on. And,
Yeah.
we had this, quite vulnerable conversation, and she was open to that. So if you're in that situation, I can't do Platinum or whatever, I can't get to the next level, come and have a chat to us, because we had that conversation and opened up the way for Jo to come in. And once we had the blueprint and we had the plan, I thought, she'll take 3 months, 4 months to get it done. In 4 weeks, she was all done and dusted, ready, market ready, let's
Wow.
go. And then what she created is incredible. It's just
Yeah.
mind-blowing. Yeah, I'm, over the moon for her and what she created for her commitment. And
Well done.
you know, she plays humble, but she's quite a capable human being, as you know,
Yeah.
all of you are. It's just like not seeing it yourself. So having someone on your side see it and taking that on, it was, yeah, it's just.
I
watching
really
that
like
grow.
your analogy there that you can't see inside your own eyeballs.
You can't. You have to see you need to mirror to.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, more important things than property?
This community is it's very, very special, this community. If you allow it, like if you just keep to yourself, you won't get the benefit of the community. But if you do immerse yourself and you attend things and you reach out to people and take the chance to talk to someone that you don't know, you'll be surprised how much support there is for you. People seem to come to this community with the attitude that they want to help you, they want to support you. They're not coming with the attitude you might get in the corporate world where they've probably got a knife they're willing to shove in your back as soon as they can. So, yeah, this community is amazing. I want to replace my job income by the end of 2026. Hope my boss isn't listening. I just have too many other things to do with my parents who are fairly elderly. I want to help my children do a few things. I want to travel. I love fostering kittens, so that's time-consuming. The animal lovers like that. I want to buy that house. That picture there of the reindeers, I want to take my kids to Rovaniemi, which is in Finland, where Santa Claus lives. Because when
Allegedly.
Allegedly. He's there, Dipna, he's there. Because, my kids have missed out on a few things. I feel they've missed out on a few things because I've had to sort of make some sacrifices to prioritise food over other things. I'd like to take them there, and a few other things that I need to kind of get done that I want the time freedom to do it. So I don't want to have to say to my partner when he retires and says, let's go to Japan. I don't want to say, I can't because I've got this job here. I've got to go there from 9 to 5. I don't want that.
So your final results were you started with nothing. But look at you now, girl.
Well,
and those properties, because they're flipped, they actually have cash flow. They're actually tenants and renting because they're targeting investors. So they actually have income.
Fantastic.
Yeah. They're positive cash flow now. And can I just say, you do the boot camp and there's those worksheets that you fill in, and you've got to put in your assets and everything. Mine was so easy to do. It was just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I've been sitting there. I've done that. And now I've got some numbers to put in.
Yay!
You had no income and you had no equity.
That's right. I mean, I had a job.
Yeah, but no income from properties or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. So I was, I would look at my bank account before I went grocery shopping, and then I would literally add up everything I was buying as I went round, what I was putting in my shopping trolley, and at some point I would just have to stop.
And you had 4 teenagers,
Yeah.
and we know how they eat.
They're like a plague of locusts, they still are. So it was a bit dire. I mean, it's a first world problem, I guess, really, but I wasn't in a good place. And as a bit of background, I'm highly educated. So I've been through the education system. I have 2 degrees and an MBA, and still wasn't, financially looking very positive. So there was a lot of shame and guilt attached with that, and so it wasn't good. Anyway.
So where are we 3 years later?
3 years later, and I can put the numbers together and couldn't believe it. So in that time, I've not put money into deals, and I've worked with JV partners, wonderful, wonderful JV partners. There are 6 of them, and for them, in total, I've made $1,150,000. I feel a bit like I'm...
And half of that's yours.
Yes, that's right.
$500,000, Dale. Celebrate that.
Well, I feel a bit like I'm skiting, but I'm actually
Not in this community, you're not. That is not a skite. That is an acceptance of success, an acceptance of I did that and you deserve it, and I made that for somebody else and I helped them out.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. All those JV partners. I mean, we managed to do some amazing things. We've created houses that are lovely places to live for people that you couldn't have lived there before. My JV partners are happy. They made some money. We committed to using the trades in the local area to support the community.
They're
and
happy.
Everybody's happy. I'm super stoked and just crying at you yesterday. So yeah, that's 3 years.
How many deals have you done now, Joan?
I did 2 the first year, 4 the second year, and third year I've done 6 so far. Yeah.
Woo!
So there you have it. Joe, a woman with no savings, no borrowing capacity, supporting 4 kids on her own, is now on track to earn close to $800,000 from this strategy. And here's what really gets me. To this day, she still hasn't bought a property in her own name. She invested in herself first. She gained the knowledge, and she's using that knowledge to partner with others, add value as the working partner, and share in the profits from deals she helps create. For Jo, there was no other solution. Without this approach, her only option would have been to accept her situation and give up on the idea of financial freedom altogether. This is what true financial transformation looks like. If you want to see more stories like Jo, everyday Australians transforming their lives through property investing, make sure you subscribe to this channel and watch the next video. We've got so many incredible examples to share with you. And if you're watching this thinking, I wonder if something like this could work for me, in the description below, there is a short video that explains what we do and how we approach property investing differently to the traditional path. No obligation. Just watch it. And if it resonates with you, if you think we could be able to help you, we'd love to chat. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to adding value to your life in the next video.